Very hot morning. Been a bit busy in greenhouse today. I've decided that it's time to get this ground cleared and get some more tomato plants in. If I keep putting it off, we'll end up with nothing in this greenhouse except what's on that bench. That's not what we have greenhouses for. So we're having a bit of a clear up. We're getting it a bit of a dig, a quick rake, and now we can start and get something done before it gets too hot this afternoon. Because I keep looking at these plants in these pots and they're starting to look a little bit yellow, not very healthy. They've been in these pots for too long, so I'm going to pick the best out of these plants and get them in straight away. Others, we'll give them a bit of feed, I think, see if we can boost them up a little bit. And of course, we've got the odd one that we haven't watered. We'll sort this one out straight away. It looks terrible, but it will recover. You can see that's how dry it is. The water's running straight through. Like I said, this one's all yellow, not looking very good at all. Loads and loads of side shoots on it already for a tiny plant, which we need to get rid of. Bottom leaves, rid of. The less energy it's pouring into these bottom leaves, especially in that condition, the better. So these are more of those sweet million tomato plants. Got quite a few of them. And they're now definitely big enough to get put in ground. So we'll get that done. And that's a bit more sorted out today. While I was actually digging that ground this morning, I noticed a bit of a stem sticking up. I wasn't sure what it were, so I pulled it up. I'll show you what it were. Just pulled it up out of ground. Potato from last year. Trying to regrow. It's also very weird to find it as well. In ground, in this greenhouse. So we've never grown potatoes in this greenhouse. So I don't know where that one's come from, but it was definitely trying to grow. But we'll discard that one. We've got plenty on go. We'll concentrate on this ground. So as you can see, that's been cleaned up. Now all we need to do is get some of these plants in. The sooner the better, I think, at this point of year. I'm not spacing these too far apart either. 15 to 18 inch. And a little bit away from that end. So we'll make a decent size hole for these. It's already been dug over. So just a case of pulling the odd weed up as we go. These ones are actually quite wet. So another sweet million in there. And that's what I'm going to use as a marker this time. Or roundabout. Don't need to be exact. Better chuck a bit of feed in as well. I missed that one. But it not hurt to put some feed in. Give him a boost of nutrition before they even start. But it's very rare that I'm putting plants in this late. Just keep banging them in quick as we can. And I'm still covering those bottom leaves up as I plant them. They've done their job. We don't need those anymore now. I'll put some feed around outsides of these plants. Since I'm rushing around and I forgot to put some in bottom. So that's gone in nice and firm. That's that job done, that quick. Why do we put these jobs off for so long when they take such little time? So that's that done. Quick and easy. And we've got 5 of those sweet million plants in. So now we'll make sure we give them good water and some tomato food as well. And at some point over the next couple of days, we'll clear this side at ground as well, and we'll get some more in. It's about time we got these greenhouses finished. And meanwhile, we'll just have a quick check on that container garden, see how things are getting on down there after these last few days of really nice sunshine and heat. And just before we go wandering off down to that container garden, I just want to say thank you very much to Kathy Johnson, who's made a donation to the channel. Very much appreciated, and as always, it will be put to good use. So thank you very much for that, Kathy. It's very kind of you. On way down, we can just have a quick look in here. We've got those tomato baskets hung up in here now, and other things that we've been potting on over the last few days. Nice big Cherry Falls tomato plant there, a few rose peppers, and we've still got this shallot in a 2 litre pot. It's now all split off into separate bulbs. I think we'll put that outside, it's going to be too hot in here. We've got a few bits and bobs on go. We've also got those Italian plum tomatoes, and you can see these are now starting to put some size on. We've not had them in this greenhouse for that long, but they're doing really well. And them spring onions are looking alright as well. That's the last 2 that we put in, that's why they're a lot smaller. But they'll soon catch up. And we did both sides at greenhouse last week, so this one's basically finished. And that is just going to be used for finished containers. That's why we keep bringing them down here each time we do one. And we've got that Sweet Million tomato plant in there, full of flower now, and starting to put some size on. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. So for now, we'll take this and we'll put that in that container garden. Everything's looking really healthy in here as well. All those potato plants have come through now. Last week, most of these weren't showing anything, but now we've got some good growth. And that's that planter that we did the other day. We thinned them carrots out, and then we interplanted some more lettuce where that beetroot had finished. We'll just have a quick look at what else is happening. Those peas are growing back that we harvested only a few days ago. And his carrot pot is starting to fill up now, along with all these salads. Everything's doing really well in here because we've got them all in these bottom watering trays. And this has put a lot of growth on. That's that Apache leaf lettuce. And some more beetroot leaves. That's the one we harvested not long since. And that again is all starting to grow back. And this is that little clump of parsley that we mentioned. It was in a little pot like the one that's in greenhouse. Just stuck it in this container with some spinach, but we harvested the spinach, so now we're leaving this to grow on. Onions, again, putting on some good size. They're not bulbing up yet, they won't do that until a bit later in the year. And that gooseberry bush has put more growth on, and we've got quite a few fruits on there. I don't know if you can see those or not, but there is quite a few now starting to appear. And same with this blueberry bush, that's put quite a bit of growth on. We put 3 onions in this container as well. They're starting to get a bit of size to them. Then we've got some red onions in this one. I'm not sure if they're Florence or just red Brunswicks, but we'll find out in time. Container carrots are doing really well. And the spring onions too. But because we ain't got this on top of bench, something's had a munch at it. So that just shows you it's worth putting all your containers off at ground if you can. Because we don't want slugs eating us food. I'll just put it on there for the moment. And potatoes have really come on as well now. We've had to tie them up with string because these branches were hanging down a little bit. Got a little bit windy the other day, so there's a chance that they could just kink. We don't want that. So they should be alright now. We've got Savoy cabbage there that started trying to make a head. Starting to curl up nicely. Once again, any bottom leaves need to come off, especially when they're going yellow. And we've got another one, and that one's all starting to fold in at top as well, which is good. Not sure what's happening with these parsnips. I'm very tempted to pull one up. In fact, I might actually take one of these out, because that seems a bit thick to me. So I'm not sure if these are bolting or not. If I give you a close look at that. Maybe somebody else on channel knows whether it should be that thick. I don't think it should be, but we'll find out when we pull it. And that other potato plant has really filled out now. We can't even see tub anymore. Loads and loads of growth. And there's peas. And now halfway up that trellis. So they should start flowering pretty soon. In fact, one has there. It's just started to get a flower on it. There are sugar snaps. So it seems everything in that container garden is doing really well. And I think that this afternoon I'm once again going to move a lot of these plants out of here, put them in them bottom watering trays, because it's getting really hot now and it's not even afternoon yet, and that's going to be a little bit warmer. So to save us a lot of messing around, we'll put those big watering trays out, these kind, and we can just drop lots of these things in all at once. Take a little bit of pressure off us. And that parsnip seems a bit weird to me. The stem looks way too thick. So I think this afternoon I'm going to take that one out and see what's happening. But I will film it, don't worry. Because we always like a reveal on this channel. Even if it's a disappointing one, it's still a reveal. So that priority this morning is making sure all these plants have got enough water, especially when those temperatures get a lot higher this coming week. Anyway, thanks for being part of the channel. I really appreciate it. And if you want to see what we're going to do next and what happens with that parsnip, please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and we'll see you next time. Take care.